Monkin said something in that press conference that every Shedeur Sanders doubter needs to hear, and we haven't even gotten to the best part yet.
All right, guys, so it looked like Browns head coach Todd Monken took the podium, and he spoke about Shedeur Sanders and the quarterback competition, everything that's going on. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. That would be greatly appreciated. Todd Monken spoke about the three quarterbacks here. He said Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, and Dylan Gabriel. I thought all three guys were bright-eyed and ready to learn. You couldn't ask for a better start. He said much, much more here in this. Let's take a listen to the full thing.
Team is at the start of this offseason program?
It was real simple. We're in the development business and the winning business. Point blank, period. That's what we're in.
Did it feel any different? I know you've done it before and stood in front of the team, but first time NFL head coach, did it feel any different?
It felt different preparing for the meeting, the time that it took to make sure you're on point with the message and for the guys to feel that message, but getting up in front of the room, no.
Do you have any update on Joel Bitonio's plans?
I do not.
Are you happy with the turnout so far?
Oh, yeah. No, it's our job. We all know that the offseason is voluntary. I mean, it is. So, first of all, there's nothing like being around the players. I mean, it's everything we do is the development of players. That's how we get to where we're at in the coaching profession. So it's awesome being around it. But it is our job to put together an off-season program that makes them want to be here from a development standpoint, from a connection standpoint, from a schematic standpoint, for them to want to be here. That's our job as an organization, as a coaching staff.
With where they were coming in on the first day of the program in terms of, maybe, picking up concepts and that sort of thing?
What we got into, for sure. I mean, each day they're going to gain more and more information of what we do and what we expect. I was fired up. I mean, I thought all three guys were bright-eyed, wanting to learn. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start in that QB room.
What if I told you that the Cleveland Browns' brand new head coach just walked up to that podium in front of the entire NFL media and said something about Shedeur Sanders that nobody saw coming? No fluff, no politics, no we'll see how it plays out. Just raw, honest, straight-to-the-point truth about what happened inside that quarterback room on day one of practice. And guys, the moment I heard it, I had to stop the video, rewind it, and play it again, because what Todd Monken just said about Shedeur Sanders tells us everything about how this situation is going to unfold in Cleveland. Stay with me. This one is going to hit different. But before we get into it, if you are new here, welcome to this channel, is where we break down the real story, not the headlines, not the hot takes, the real story. Hit that subscribe button right now, smash that like, and ring that bell notification so you never miss a breakdown like this one. And if this video hits, share it. Let's get this to the people who need to hear it. All right, let's get into it.
That would be greatly appreciated. Todd Monken spoke about the three quarterbacks here. He said Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, and Dylan Gabriel. I thought all three guys were bright-eyed and ready to learn. You couldn't ask for a better start. He said much, much more here in this. Let's take a listen to the full thing.
Team is at the start of this offseason program?
It was real simple. We're in the development business and the winning business. Point blank, period. That's what we're in.
So here's where we are right now. The Cleveland Browns are walking into one of the most interesting quarterback situations in the entire NFL heading into the 2025 season. You've got Shedeur Sanders, the son of Coach Prime, the kid who put up historic numbers at Colorado, the most talked about quarterback prospect in this year's draft class. A young man who has been doubted, dismissed, and disrespected every single step of the way, and kept proving everybody wrong. You've got Deshaun Watson, a former franchise guy still fighting to reclaim his career, and you've got Dylan Gabriel also in the room fighting for his own spot. Now enter Todd Monken, the brand new Cleveland Browns head coach, former offensive coordinator with the Baltimore Ravens, a man who worked under John Harbaugh, one of the most disciplined, detail-oriented coaches in NFL history. Monkin isn't just some figurehead. This man is an offensive genius who builds quarterbacks. So when Todd Monken steps to that podium for one of his first press conferences as a head coach, and a reporter asks him directly about the quarterback competition and specifically about what he saw from Shedeur Sanders on day one of the offseason program, the whole NFL was listening. And what he said? It was not what the doubters wanted to hear. Here is what Todd Monken said, word for word, and I want you to really listen to this. I was fired up. I thought all three guys were bright-eyed, wanting to learn. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start in that QB room.
Take some onus and some memorization in terms of the playbook. Ultimately, our coaches should not be in charge of, just to give an example, of teaching someone the history of a gun. How was a gun made? Right? Where did it come from? No, ultimately, we want to teach them how to fire it. And that's what we want to do as coaches. I don't want to teach them formations. They can study that. Motions, shifts, how we get aligned, memorization. We want our coaches to be able to coach how to do it and show it visually.
Now, I know some of you are watching this thinking, okay, that sounds like a normal coach quote, but stay with me because context is everything. This was day one, first day of the offseason program, and Monkin didn't just say the quarterbacks showed up. He said he was fired up. He said they were bright-eyed. He said you couldn't ask for a better start. From a coach who just spent years inside one of the most demanding systems in the NFL, that is not a throwaway line. That is a statement of approval. And specifically, Shedeur Sanders was in that room. Let that sink in. The kid that sports media spent an entire offseason trying to diminish, trying to distract, trying to disqualify, walked into Todd Monken's quarterback room on day one and immediately earned a fired-up response from his new head coach. That means something. That means a lot. But let's go even deeper, because what Todd Monken explained about his coaching philosophy in that same press conference is a direct reflection of what kind of environment Shedeur Sanders is going to thrive in. Monken said, and this was brilliant, he doesn't want to just teach his players what to do, he wants to teach them how to do it. He used this analogy that I thought was perfect. He said, I don't want to teach them the history of how a gun was made, I want to teach them how to fire it. Think about that. That is a coach saying, I'm not here to babysit your memorization. I trust my players to put in the work on their own. My job is to show you how to execute at the highest level once you step on that field. For Shedeur Sanders, a quarterback who already came into this league as one of the most technically polished passers in the entire draft class, that philosophy is perfectly aligned. Shedeur doesn't need someone to teach him how to be a quarterback. He needs a system, he needs coaching, he needs execution development. And Monken is exactly that kind of coach.
Todd Monken on QB1, how he's going to manage Shedeur Sanders, as well as the QB battle ahead of training camp. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel.
Say they're going to be evenly dispersed, but we'll definitely disperse them to give ourselves a chance to at least evaluate who we have on the roster, whoever that might be, as we go through the offseason.
Aren't going to be divided evenly, so I assume like somebody's going to get more reps without, looking at Deshaun's prior film or knowing how they're fit in your offense. How do you decide who is kind of QB1, tentatively to start offseason workouts?
Basically what we've seen in the past and where the year ended last year. So does that mean Shedeur gets the bulk of the reps? I'm not ready to say that yet. I just said the reps can't be divided up evenly. There's no chance it can be divided up evenly. At least on a daily basis.
Why would you not divide the reps up evenly? Like what is your thinking or philosophy behind not doing it?
Well, I think there's always competition, irrespective of the number of reps a player gets. The number of reps a player gets doesn't eliminate competition. It's just in a given day, let's say, for instance, you want to see a quarterback with the first group, a second group, a third group. Well, are you going to divide those reps up evenly? Are you going to divide up the reps everywhere evenly? I don't see it that way. I don't see it. That doesn't mean there's not competition. I just see it as in a given day, and it'll be daily, in terms of who gets what reps and when. Because we certainly want to allocate our reps to the players we feel like are going to give us the best chance to win.
Going by what we saw at the end of the season last year, that was Shedeur Sanders. That tells us all we need to know. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Peace.
Oh, I really don't give a shit. I mean, it had nothing to do with me. I mean, they moved the meeting. I didn't miss it. I was just trying to get a sweet haircut. I mean, that's what I was trying to do. And then they moved the meeting. Now, you can blame that I should have been at the meeting when they moved it up and my ass would have known that's when it was. Yeah, okay, I got you. And was it disappointing? Bet your ass it was disappointing. I waited my whole life to be a head coach. I'm not in the head coach's picture. You'd think with AI they could have done that quickly and got me in there. But no, it's the way it is. It'll be under the bridge, and what'll matter most is how we move from here and do we win or not. That ultimately, none of that will matter.
Now, I want to talk about something else Monkin said, because this part actually got me. When a reporter asked him about missing the head coach's photo, the picture that went viral, Monkin could have been defensive. He could have deflected. He could have given a PR answer. Instead, he was completely 100% himself. He said he was trying to get a haircut. They moved the meeting. He didn't know. Simple as that. And then, with real emotion, he said, "Bet your ass it was disappointing. Waited my whole life to be a head coach. I'm not in the head coach's picture." Guys, that is a real human being. That is a man who has poured everything into this coaching career, finally reached the top of the mountain, and in that one small moment, he let you see it. He let you see how much it meant to him. And then he said something that tells you exactly who Todd Monken is as a leader. What'll matter most is whether we win or not. That's all it is. That's the character of the man who is now building Shedeur Sanders into an NFL quarterback. A man with no ego, no pretense, just honesty, preparation, and a relentless commitment to winning. You want to know why I'm excited for Shedeur in Cleveland? This is why. Let me tell you what the mainstream media is not telling you. Every single analyst who spent the last 6 months trying to talk down Shedeur Sanders' draft stock, every single person who said he had character concerns, who said he was too confident, who questioned whether he could be coached, none of them predicted this. They didn't predict that on day one of the offseason program, Shedeur Sanders would walk into the room and have his head coach calling him bright-eyed and ready to learn. They didn't predict that Todd Monken, one of the sharpest offensive minds in this league, would come out of that QB room fired up. Shedeur Sanders has been here before. They doubted him at Colorado. They doubted his competition level. They doubted his combine. They tried to create narratives, and every single time, he showed up and let his work do the talking. This is just the next chapter, and Todd Monken has made it crystal clear the development is the priority, the winning is the priority, and the quarterback who comes out of that room ready to execute, ready to learn, ready to work, that's the quarterback who's going to play. Based on day one, Shedeur Sanders is exactly that quarterback. Look, I'm not here to make guarantees. The NFL is unpredictable. Quarterback competitions are real. Nothing is handed to anyone. But what I will tell you is this. When a coach of Todd Monken's caliber, with his experience, with his standards, walks out of a quarterback room on the very first day and says he couldn't ask for a better start, that tells you something real about Shedeur Sanders. This kid has earned everything. He worked for everything. He sacrificed for everything. And right now, in a city that is hungry for a winner, with a coach who values character and execution above all else, Shedeur Sanders is exactly where he needs to be. Cleveland, get ready. The story is just beginning. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button right now. It helps this channel more than you know. Subscribe if you're new. We do this every single day. Share this video with every Browns fan and every Shedeur Sanders supporter you know. And drop in the comments, do you believe Shedeur Sanders will be the Browns starter week 1? I want to read every single one. I'm out. We'll see you in the next one.